Hey, what's up,
everybody.
guys? I'm Kelly Corvids Rock Keen.
I am Dawn. She killed Norman Glenn.
I'm Jazzy, Ugg, Jim, Shamanic.
Yeah, this is our first episode in the rewatch. Pretty excited to go through we're gonna cover all 3 seasons leading up to the season 4 premiere. So super excited to revisit all of these awesome episodes.
So good to go back and watch it now, knowing what we know.
Yeah.
You know,
I caught a bunch of new stuff.
Yeah, definitely. You're not thinking. The first time you watch it, especially if you don't know what you're watching going into it, you're not paying attention to a lot of stuff. You're just like, it's just the plot. And so watching it back once you've seen 3 seasons is but we'll try not to spoil it in case this is your first watch.
Yes, we will try not to spoil it. Why don't we go ahead and get right into our LVP and our MVP. Before we get into that, I will say we don't do recaps for the retrospective episodes, but I will mark chapters so you can see where we do the MVPs and LVPs, and then our top and bottom 5, and then the FROMily debate team. All right, let's get into it. We can start with our LVPs, and I'm starting this week, and I am giving my LVP to Sarah.
The box.
Or the box. Sorry.
Getting the box.
Yes, thank you. We forgot that important, or I forgot that important part. So our LVP is the box. Whoever our LVP is goes in the box. And they're all up for grabs because in season 2 we ended up making one character his own box.
Yeah. Permanent box.
But yeah, I'm gonna give it to Sarah for like.
It's not a good start for her, is it?
No, it's really not.
They really don't set her up for success from the jump.
Yeah, I get that they were like, these voices were telling her to kill him, and maybe they'd get to go home, but I don't think she thought it through very well.
I think it's more the threat to kill her brother that she's afraid of.
Mm-hmm.
I know, like, absolutely, she wants to be the person who helps everyone get home, but yeah, if you threaten my sibling, I would have a hard time not dealing with it. Yeah,
not sticking a screwdriver in your throat.
Busting skulls.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, poor Sarah. She looks so innocent in her white dress and her little boots, and you're like, oh dear.
I know. Going into the box with a talisman are Frank and Lauren. So they get a separate box, but they get a talisman, so they just get to be scared for the night. All right, Dawn, what about you? Who's going in? Who are you putting in your box?
Who's going into my box is my box. No, that's a different thing altogether. Let's not go down that road. Who I'm putting into the box?
Who are you putting in your box?
Oh dear! I've been watching too much. I've been watching too much Pose, where she keeps a guy in her closet in a trunk. I would be putting in the box Toby, the poor late Toby, purely for his driving under the influence. I don't know if he's drunk or drugged or whatever, but he is the cause of all of this. Obviously, both him and Jade and the Matthews family would end up in from whatever, but because of his drunk driving or driving under the influence, it's all horribly much worse. They wouldn't have had the RV wouldn't have gone off the road, and poor little Ethan wouldn't be stabbed in the leg and all of that stuff. So it's his fault that everything is as bad as it is. They could have had a nice, gentle entry into FROMily.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
That is
Yes.
also why I have selected to put Toby in the box.
Yay!
The only useful thing he did the entire time was let people know there was an accident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jade
Yeah.
even refers to him as the designated driver. And he was on something for sure. He was a wreck.
Yeah.
Literally. But but yeah, he we don't get enough of it. We don't get any chance to know him other than through a couple moments on Jade's side. But yeah, he was not doing his job. He caused an accident. He almost killed some children. He almost stepped on the spike strip. I mean, not helpful.
Also, he was driving wearing flip flops. That's not
Yes.
What?
Seriously.
Toby. From New
Yeah.
York to Miami? That's a long drive.
That's craziness. That's just craziness. All right. So MVP, I am giving it to Boyd for being Boyd, basically. Just, just being the man, being the world's best organizer and leader. I mean,
So
he just,
handsome.
I know he is.
Oh yeah. Well, let's just
Yeah.
talk about that for the entire episode.
Cheekbones for days.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just, I mean, and he's not like what's funny is I think that I get the feeling about Boyd that he feels like he might be a little rough around the edges, and maybe some people see him that way, but he's totally not at all.
No.
Like he's a dad.
Mhm.
Everybody's dad.
He's the town
Yeah.
dad. Yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to say. His title should not be sheriff. It's just dad.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. He's the dad of Fromville.
Yes.
So
he's
gets
my
pancakes.
he's my MVP as well.
Yeah.
This episode sets him up so perfectly as the guy who's looking out for everybody, no matter what situation they're in, no matter how they talk to him. He is the guy who's trying to help them, and he's trying to tell them that I'm trying to help you. And I think in the face of such frenetic chaos, he's so calm and put together and in control of what is happening. And I just think this sets him up in this first episode as he's the man.
Yeah. Everybody needs a Boyd in their life.
Yes.
Mhm.
Jazz, who's getting your pancakes?
Since I knew there was going to be at least one Boyd, I assumed two. I did not want to make it a full Boyd shutout, so I went with Christy. Solely, we don't get very much of her in this first episode, but just for the bravery of trying out the idea of using the talisman in the RV, like they didn't know if that would work or not.
Yeah,
and she could have said no. I don't think she would have ever. Once we know what we know about the character, I don't think she would have ever walked away from that situation and left Ethan in danger. But she could have made that choice. There was no way to know that any of their safety was guaranteed, and she was really, really brave and took the chance. And without her, Ethan probably would not have survived the night. So thank you, Christy. Pancakes, that's tall.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she can. Boyd gets 2 stacks, so she can share some of ours too.
Yeah. We know in the next episode, not a spoiler to say, but we know how afraid she is in the second episode. So it really shows how much she's done this despite her instinct saying run for the hills.
Yeah.
But that's bravery, is not doing it and not feeling scared. It's doing it when you feel scared. And
I also like that it gives us a little touch of Boyd and Christy's relationship, because that is one of my favorite relationships in the series. And
same.
Yeah, it's, even though it's just a few moments, you know that these two really respect each other and trust each other.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, why don't we go into our bottom 5s?
Okay.
So my bottom 5 is gonna be, or my bottom number 5 is gonna be just Frank being an asshole.
Frank, just being Frank.
Actually, you know what? It's the whole Pratt family. I'm not gonna split them up. It's the whole Pratt family. Like Frank didn't nail the window shut. Lauren just stood there like a dumbass.
Oh yeah. What was that about?
That was weird.
Seriously.
That was
What
weird.
are you? What are you doing, daughter of mine, near the window, which should be shut and closed, and the blind should be down? No, just run and grab her.
Yes.
I'm wondering if she thought the windows were nailed shut. That's the
Oh, yeah,
only
could be.
thing I can think of. But I still wouldn't leave my kid near that window. Like,
No.
maybe she just hadn't had a Red Bull that day. She wasn't. She wasn't thinking clearly. I don't know what happened to Lauren. That was a weird call to make.
Yeah, it was weird. And I'm sorry, but Megan is too old to be like to fall
Yeah.
for that lady's bullshit.
Yes, hi grandma that's floating in on the window of the second floor. Yeah, who looks nothing like my grandma.
Yeah.
Sure, I believe it's you.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
seriously.
know that they have more pull over kids, the creatures, but even still,
Yeah.
come on, Megan, put your head on straight.
She says, "You don't look like my grandma." And she's like, "Sure I am. Okay." Works for me.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. All right, Dawn, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is Sarah kissing Toby before killing him. A kiss before dying. It's just like, ugh. I'm guessing she's doing it to give him a something nice before the end. A happy ending, some might say.
That's what I thought.
Happy ending.
But it's just, it just feels really creepy, and like, because she just kisses him and he has like no clue what's going on, dazed and coming down from whatever, being in an accident, and this very beautiful young woman is just like, hi, kisses him. And then moments later he's dead.
Yeah.
It just gives me the ick, giant ick. And I know she meant it well, but no, it just does not sit
It was
well
weird.
with me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like she was one of the joined from Pluribus.
It was.
I just restarted that with someone yesterday, and it's
Yeah.
so good. I loved that show.
Yes.
Not to
Oh,
get off
yeah.
on a tangent.
All
No,
right,
but
Jazz, what is your number 5?
My number 5 is the scene where Boyd comes to Colony House to talk to Ellis, and Fatima runs up and gives him a hug, and she leaves the room to like give them privacy, and he says, "Well, Fatima sure doesn't change, does she?" And that broke my heart.
Yeah. Because without
Like,
specifics.
She's been there for, I don't want to say anything specific, but she just has such a hard journey from this point on, and she really does change a lot, and it's heartbreaking to see how like radiant and full of like hope she is in these early few episodes.
Yeah. I mean, she's like, and her appearance completely
Yes.
transformed.
Yeah.
I mean, look at her.
Completely.
Like, she's just, I don't know why she's changed so much, but I'm sorry to our listeners. There's a graphic up right now of a raccoon. If you've watched the entire series through, you know what I'm referring to.
Yes. She would still be the most beautiful raccoon in the street, no matter what.
Yes.
It's really stunning.
I thought the same about Christy, who, she cuts her hair, is the biggest literal difference. But again, they look so young and innocent and soft, and we know just the horrors that they're going to go through, and how that's going to just wear them down and make them just seem like husks of humans, you know, and huge skill to the actors to be able to portray that, to go from this yay to bad things.
Yeah, definitely.
That was 5.
That was
so
my
it's
number 5.
That was your number 5. Okay, sorry about that. So my number 4 is going to be Jade basically just slowing the whole group down. I mean, okay, so it was Kenny who laid the spike strip down and didn't pick it up. But I am blaming Jade for slowing them down the most, because I mean, the guy passed out and they had to carry him.
Yeah.
They had to carry his passed out ass toward Colony House. And yeah, he gets my number 4 spot, because
he's a wreck.
Tabitha had been like unconscious, barely able to stand as well. So they've got basically, it's not like they've not got enough on their hands.
Yeah, exactly.
and hers wasn't her own doing, like Jade's.
Right.
If anything, it was his fault.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, seriously.
Just leave him out there with his flip flops. Oh no, he's not wearing flip flops.
I mean, the whole crash thing, knowing what we know now, they were going to crash regardless, because it was designed that way. It was designed for them to crash, for them specifically to crash into each other. But yeah, but still, like, we have to look at it logically.
Yeah, my number 4 is Kenny leaving the spikes up. I feel so bad for him. It's one of those things that it's so easy to do, that you just a little slip of your mind because something worse happens. You know, that there's this crash and there's people whose lives are in imminent danger, and you have to go and do that. But it shows how easy it is for a small thing to make a huge difference, have a huge impact in FROMville. Like, you know, they could all die just because of that one small moment.
They never use that truck again.
No,
it's done for. Done for.
Do they not? I could have sworn they used it again.
No, they used
I
the
don't
bus.
know if they would have gotten tires to replace it, because they get soft.
Off
tires, just the front too.
I think it's just the front too. There,
they have the van after that.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know how they'd replace the tires. I mean,
it's every car has the tires. You know, as Ethan points out, it's flat tire city. So, which makes me think, how did they move all the other cars away from the road? But anyway, they must have sort of dragged them all.
I've been wondering if that truck is the truck that Donna and her sister showed up in.
Oh yeah, because did she say they had a deer? They shot a deer. Yeah. So they would have had a big truck for carrying a deer around.
Yeah.
So that was my number 4, was poor Kenny and the spikes.
My number 4. The Matthews family as a whole is a bit grating in this episode. Especially Julie. She's being a real butthole. I am, with the exception of Jim, I grow to love all of the Matthews family. But I know that's what the point is they're not in a good place. They're working on things, but they're a frustrating crowd to be around in the first episode.
The sniping. Oh yes.
Like, not cool.
Who does that? Who thinks it's white guy, that's who does it, goes and thinks, hey, my question is more important than your funeral.
Yeah. Oh God, Jim.
Oh, Jim. We do love Jim.
That's my name. Jim.
Yeah. I did write that down as well. Like, oh, Jim, just from the start, you're so annoying. Stop it.
Oh God. All right. Number 3. My number 3 is just Jim in general. Yeah, it's just interrupting the funeral, and you pretty much covered it all. Just being annoying, and mostly for interrupting the funeral.
And the way he speaks to Tabitha, just is like, oh,
Yes.
he's arguing her about everything when they're trying to find the road, and he's like,
Wait,
"Well, what do you?"
switchback? Where?
Yeah, where's the switchback? Point it out to me. No, just stop it.
Yeah. But yeah, you guys pretty much covered it. But Dawn, what about you?
Mine's is another Matthews family moment. It's Julie winding up her little brother about the crows. Oh, I just felt so bad for little Ethan there, because I've got 2 big brothers. They're annoying when when you're that age.
Yeah.
And she just was he's obviously terrified by everything.
Yeah.
And she's like, there's a murder of crows. They're going to hunt you forever. Like, what? Don't say that to a small child.
Not cool.
Also, aren't you all going to be sleeping in that RV? You're going to have to deal with his nightmares too after you've told him that.
Mm-hmm.
Not just your parents. So that was a foolish move.
Yeah,
cool
definitely.
big sister behavior.
I'm the oldest. I would not torture my siblings like that. I torture my siblings in other ways, but not psychologically. That's not cool.
My big brother used to tell me that there was alcohol in chocolate bars so that I wouldn't ask for a bite of his chocolate bar.
That's hilarious.
That's evil.
I love it. All right, Jazz, what's your number 3?
My number 3 says, Fred, you're the worst, because I hate Frank so much I forgot his name. Frank is falling down.
I forgot his name too. I just wrote on my notes, Frank, and then I had to ask Jazzy and Kelly, who's Frank? Why did I write Frank's name?
I don't really know a Fred, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
He's terrible. Like, I understand everyone. Like, everyone's depressed. Mm-hmm. Everyone's stuck. Everyone is in your exact same situation. Why haven't you nailed your kid's window shut?
I know.
Like, why are you passed out drunk at a bar when your family's not safe? Can you pass out drunk at home? Will they not give you a to-go container? Is there? I assume it's Vegas rules in FROMville. Like,
yeah. Well,
do we know how long Frank's family have been there? Does he say?
We don't know exactly, but we know they were there before Boyd.
Wow. Okay, then. Yeah, that's What, Frank? What are you thinking?
Yeah, Boyd mentions how much Megan and Lauren helped them when they first got there.
Ah, right. Okay. Yeah.
That's the point.
Okay. Well, I do want to point out, and people who have seen the entire series up to this point will understand what I'm talking about. But the Pratt family basically all had to go.
Yeah.
Because they needed the house.
No vacancies.
Yeah, exactly.
We have this lovely box in the middle of town. Would a family of 4 like to move into?
Can sleep in the diner.
Yeah. Apparently, there's also a shack on the outskirts of town, I've heard.
Lovely shack.
Yeah. All right. So we're on number 2. Number 2 is I feel bad saying this because I know that I realize why she comes off this way the first time around, but Julie just being a sourpuss.
Yeah. Hates everything, hates everyone, just wants to be on her phone.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It's like she comes off as just kind of an annoying teenager. and a stereotypical annoying teenager. Then you find out later that there's actually a good reason.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the clever writing that you go, oh, this is just, they've just written a typical annoying teenager, but there's a really good reason for it. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Julie's got layers.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Yes.
All right. What about you, Dawn?
Well, my number 2 is Frank as well. It's just the whole nailing the windows thing. Like, why wasn't this a joint decision? You know, he's not the head of the household. This isn't the 1950s. So this isn't. Did he, like you said, Jazz? Did Lauren think the window was nailed?
That's what I'm wondering, is if he told her that he did it,
Yeah,
and he just never did it,
and he didn't do it, and in which case that makes it even worse because she thinks they're safe and they're not, and he's so self-absorbed in his pain that he like, oh, this is awful. Yeah, well, like I said, it's awful for everyone. That you're not any different, and that he wouldn't be worried to be in a different place from his daughter and his wife. Like, you think that, you know, knowing what they know about the place, you would be terrified to be apart from your family for 5 minutes.
Exactly.
Never mind a whole evening, a whole night, I should say. But he was too drunk to care, I guess. I just think Frank is the big ass loser in this episode. It just makes you sad, really, that he's given up on him life himself, but by doing so, he's ruining and ends his daughter and his wife's life, and that's I suppose it's a very good analogy for what some people do, but in FROMville everything is exaggerated so much. Yeah,
definitely. Jazz, what about you?
Mine kind of rolls into that with how brutal and intense the Pratt family deaths are.
Yeah,
like I said, I don't think anything else explains Lauren's behavior other than she thought those windows were nailed closed, because anyone else with sense would be diving after their child. But she wouldn't have made it. It was game over the second Megan got to the window.
Yeah.
And like just her little teeny rib cage on the bed is so intense. Like, yeah, the show's graphics, the show's art department does such amazing work.
If this was the pilot, I'm assuming it was a lower budget because, you know, it's a pilot. But it doesn't
look that way at all.
No, it doesn't at all. No, it doesn't feel like a pilot. It doesn't look like a pilot. You wouldn't notice the difference between that and the rest of the season. And I don't think I've ever seen that in another show, really. Because normally it's quite glaring that that's a pilot. And
yeah, I'm wondering if it was just picked up straight to series order, and they didn't. The first episode isn't an actual pilot. Like it was produced as a full season.
Yeah.
Because it looks beautiful, but you would still call it a pilot because the first episode is just always called that.
Yes.
Yeah, true. My number 1, fun fact for our audience, we actually recorded already our coverage for this episode, and the audio got screwed up. So I've kind of switched around my top and bottom 5s a little bit since then, and my number 1, maybe it wasn't in the budget and that's why they didn't do it, but they never do this. When the old lady is outside the window, like, I want to see some monsters floating.
Yes, totally.
Like, they couldn't, I mean, they obviously had a pretty big effects budget. They couldn't just, like, you know, do an outside shot of somebody that appears to be suspended in the air. Doesn't really seem like that big of a deal.
Yeah. I mean, they do it in Lost Boys. Come
I
on.
was like, first I was thinking they couldn't put an old lady in a harness on a crane, but it doesn't have to be her because there's makeup and shit. I'm slow.
I mean, if we're only seeing her from the back, even it could be anybody.
It could be VFX. They don't even need to, you know.
Exactly.
Put the person out there.
Yeah, it's really odd.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. Yeah.
Dawn, what about you?
Oh, I'm just going back to Jim. I'm sorry, Jim. It's Jim and Tabitha's, blaming each other when they can't find the highway. And I know that it's, like I say, really baffling situation. But the fact that neither of them go, this is logically impossible. We've driven the same route. We've driven back the way. This is impossible. But they're going, no, switch back, whatever. And Jim's attitude to Tabitha trying to come up with some logical explanation, he's just so dismissive and so negative. I just can't. I just can't with Jim.
I'm here for every stray Jim takes.
If you're here for the Jim love, this is the wrong show.
You're not going to get it.
No,
I'm the wrong host.
But we do. I mean, it is proof of what a brilliant actor he is. That he's niggly, annoying. He's not evil. He's not the devil.
Yeah.
He's just
Ian
like
Bailey's a great actor.
yes.
Yeah.
He's just like a guy that most of us could say we know.
Yeah.
Somebody who's like that, who is self-absorbed, who has a bit of a victim complex, who thinks he's great and he's the dad and he's the husband, but his wife and kids are just like, oh. So
Yeah.
it's brilliant characterization and the kind of character you love to hate.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Jazz, what about you?
My number one is, I feel so bad for Sarah. Just for where she starts is such a hard place, and
Yeah.
like I hated her. I hated her in the first even 2 seasons of the show. It took me a while to warm back up to her. I did develop some empathy for her by season 2, but like, yeah, she's a tough sell. She comes from her start off on the show is really dark and hard to overcome as a character.
Yeah.
But that really speaks to how good the writing on the show is.
Yeah.
Because what a redemption arc. No spoilers, but
Yeah.
she has such a journey over the 3 seasons. It's really incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. She does something that I would consider controversially heroic in season 3.
Definitely.
I think it's a brave decision to start off a series with a character like that, a young woman who's looks so innocent and feels like she's genuinely this lovely person, but then to do the most horrific thing right off the bat.
Yeah.
And then go, but we're not killing her off here. She's a main character. Get used to her. That's such a brave decision for them.
Yeah. Agreed.
Definitely.
All right. Should we jump into our tops?
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So my number 5 is I loved this show opening with "We Got to Get Out of This Place." Such a great,
Brilliant.
Love the band, love the song. I really enjoyed hearing that song, like kicking things off.
Yeah, it's a perfect song choice. And if this is your first time watching From, get used to perfect song choices.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. The music is very important.
Including some painful ones.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no kidding. But yeah, I love Eric Burdon. I mean, I love the Animals, but I'm a big Eric Burdon fan in general, and I'm always happy to hear the Animals in anything. But this song in particular, it was so cool because it's so apropos for the series. And yeah. Dawn, what about you?
My number 5 is the delirious Jade telling everybody how beautiful they are. I just love it when he's touching Boyd's face and like, oh, your face is so beautiful, and it's like, yeah, it introduces Jade's character so perfectly, gives us and a little glimpse into who he is and how much comedy he's going to bring to the show, even though it's a dark story and he is quite a dark character. He brings a lot of the levity in this show because he just says things, his little brutal honesty. And this is a brilliant example of it because Boyd is beautiful, as we've already said. I would say it too. If I was in front of Harold Perrineau, I'd be like, "Hi,
You're beautiful.
You're pretty."
What?
Oh man.
Yes.
All right, Jazz. What about you? What's your number 5?
Mine is kind of similar to yours. The whole cold open is just so incredibly effective. It really sets up the world. It gives you everything you need to know about the show. And I always tell people when I recommend it, just give the show 8 minutes. If you don't, but if you're not into it within the first 8 minutes, it's not for you. We got to get out of this place. It's an incredible song choice. It's perfectly sets up the series. Boyd with the bell, all of the costume work, it looks so much better than your average pilot.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, it really sets the tone atmospherically for everything. You get to see the monster in the first, opening chunk.
Yeah, that's true.
It really it's a very well done cold open, and it caps off a very, very well done show.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the Game of Thrones cold open, that we see the ice creatures in the cold open, and that whole thing, and then you skip to all the other stuff and you're like, forget there's monsters there. But yeah. I love that in From here we're like that, we're getting the monsters right up front. There's no let's milk it to get it, so what do they look like, where they know this is what they are right from the start. And a lot of shows, like sitcoms especially, you take a few episodes to really get into it, but as you say, this right from the start, that cold open, that's From. Everything about the show is in that cold open. And so you're set and ready to go. It's amazing.
Yeah, for sure. All right, that was wait, was that Dawn's or Jazz's?
That was mine.
Jazz's. I was just adding.
Oh, gotcha. All right, so my number 4 is actually just kind of adding that on. I mean, similar. I love the opening credits. First of all, I love that the Pixies are doing the song.
Same.
I'm just a huge Pixies fan. But I love just seeing all the art in the opening credits. I mean, it's just, it gives you something to look at and to analyze. The only other opening credits that I think I've enjoyed as much as this were probably the opening credits from True Blood. But True Blood has True Blood had great opening credits. But yeah, this is that gives you a lot to look at. It makes you want to slow it down and watch it in slow motion.
It's crazy how much of that artwork doesn't even show up until season 3. It just shows you how far ahead they were thinking.
Yeah, in True Blood, you're looking at stuff that doesn't really necessarily relate to the show. It's just kind of cool stuff to look at. Whereas, in From, the opening credits are just, they're all, it's all artwork that you can analyze and think, oh, what, how are we going to see this reflected in the show? And it's just, it's so cool. It's so much fun. I probably should have put it higher, but it's my number 4.
My number 4 is, we're at the start of the first episode, but it's the fact we see Megan and Lauren's bodies so graphically. I think that's brilliant because it really sets the tone of a lot of shows would shy away from a child murder. You would, it would happen, but you're not going to see it. But the fact they show graphically, like you said, her rib cage, the body torn apart, the blood on the walls, they're saying this is what you're getting. It is graphic. It is bleak. It is as dark as it can be. So, and we're going to put
Kids
it right
are
in
not
your
safe.
face. Yes. Nobody has magic armor here in FROMville. I think it's a good indicator of how much they have a trust in the audience to cope with it. You know, that they're saying, look, you're going to see this stuff and it's going to be, that's how harrowing this is going to be. But it's not done in a way that is flippant, because obviously we see the implications of it in this episode and like the following couple of episodes. I love that they put it right up there at the start, set out their stall early, as we say.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely. It's bold. It's bold for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is great that they did that in the first episode, so people can, you know, if it's too much for you, then you don't have
They
to
knew
stick
right
around.
off the bat. Yeah.
Jazz, what about you?
In a similar vein, speaking of bold, ending the episode with every introduced character in peril was such an like exciting and bold choice. Not to, like, I don't want to overuse bold, but whatever. Like every single character that we have introduced, we have Boyd, Christy, Ethan, Jim, all in the RV. They don't know if they're going to be safe. We have Kenny, Jade, Tabitha, Julie, and
Ethan.
Cattree, is it Father Cattree?
Cattree. Thank you.
Oh,
Cattree are all in the truck.
Yeah.
And running up the hill to Colony House, and that's where the episode ends. Like, we don't know if anyone is safe yet. And we won't for a week. Well, I mean, now you can watch the next episode, but
Tune into episode 2 and Ethan's the only one that's alive.
we know Sarah is safe, and that's about it.
Yes, yeah, that's
we
true.
just like not to spoil Welcome to Derry, but they did a similar kind of thing where they set up who you think is going to be the main characters, and then all those kids die.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only like 2 out of 5 kids make it out of the first episode.
Right.
It was nuts.
And hey, it was both of the girls too, which was pretty cool.
It
Well,
needs to change.
the one little girl died, but
yeah.
all right, what are we on now?
Number 3.
Okay. My number 3 is Jade in general. I hated this character so much at first. I hated him. I couldn't stand him, and he only gets worse in episode 2, but now when I rewatch it, I love him. I love every second that he was on screen. He annoyed the crap out of me. Now everything that annoyed me about him I love. I just, David Alpay does such a great job with this character, and he's so much fun to watch. I loved him. Just like it's Boyd asks him, like, what are you on? And he said, what do you mean I'm on the ground?
They he was on Castle Rock?
I haven't watched Castle Rock yet.
Yeah, I just finished it. He's only in one episode, like close to the end of season 2, and there's only 2 seasons, but he does the whole episode in French.
Oh wow.
Wow.
I was so impressed.
Wow. He's in a movie too where he did like I can't remember what language it was in. I don't think it was I don't remember, but it was a movie that was filmed during COVID, because it was kind of an internet thing. And yeah, he didn't speak any English in that movie either.
Interesting. I wonder how many languages he speaks.
Yeah. That'd be interesting to know. That's really cool. I didn't realize that he was so French fluent. But yeah, he's so great. It's hilarious to me when he starts getting all flirty with Christy. and he's like, yeah, it's hilarious. I love him so much.
He's Cattree, and he's like, this whole town is hot.
Yeah.
We agree.
Yes.
And
Very much
shout out to the costume department, because his shirt alone tells you so much about him.
Mhm.
Before he even opens his mouth, that shirt tells you who he
Absolutely.
is.
That's so hilarious. So hilarious, but so true. All right,
Yeah.
Dawn.
My number 3 is when Boyd is telling Jim, when Jim interrupts the funeral and is asking, for directions or whatever, and Boyd just keep on up the road, you'll get to the highway. For a moment, I was like, why is Boyd doing that? That's cruel, whatever. And then I got it, that he's saying, look, he's done this so many times before. He knows they're not ready to listen to me just yet. I'll just say to them, go on up the road, because otherwise what's going to happen? I tell them stuff, they won't believe me, they'll go on up the road anyway, they'll try and escape this crazy guy. So it just makes so much sense, and it shows how much Boyd has gone through this time after time after time, and he understands people's reactions. He knows.
Man, this is a diverse screenshot. Sorry.
Yeah.
Where are all these people later on?
Yeah. Who
Yeah, I
are
don't
these
know.
people? I wondered that as well. There's a scene in the second episode, and I'm like, where did all these people go?
Yeah. We probably got. Well, I don't want to give out spoilers. We'll talk about it when we get
Yeah, but I just think it says so much about Boyd's methodology, that he understands people, he understands when the point is going to be that they're going to listen, and this isn't it. So there's absolutely no point in arguing. He knows de-escalation techniques, because he's just like, okay, carry on, bye, see you in a bit.
Yeah.
And I love that writing of Boyd.
Yeah.
definitely.
Same. Yeah, we could probably do an entire episode just talking about how awesome Boyd is.
Yeah, absolutely. I could do that.
Jazz, what about you?
My number 3 is just Jade in general. Because when I think about Jade in season 1, I remember him being irritating and difficult, and he's so sweet and dumb in this first episode.
Yeah.
That it's just nice to see him have some cute and funny moments before he becomes the Jade we know in the first season.
Yes.
And him calling everyone beautiful is so funny. I know we've all mentioned it, but yeah, I'm sure his pupils are as big as dinner plates, and he's just petting everyone's skin. And I get that it's difficult to be around hot people, but he's so funny.
Yeah.
And
no,
he
really is.
we get to see his lovely, beautiful face under the beard and hair that grows as we go on. We're like, oh, I forgot how clean cut he was.
Transformation.
Yeah, look at him in this picture.
Wow. Yeah.
He can still get it.
Yeah.
yeah, totally.
Yeah, for sure. Now, my favorite. I don't know which screenshot of Jade from the season 3 finale is my favorite. Either that's a great reaction pic, or the New York City subway man spreader pic. Doesn't he just look like he's man spreading on the subway?
Yeah,
no one is sharing this refrigerator with me. I need all the space.
I love it.
Dear.
All right, so my number 2, it's at number 2 because I forgot to mention it, so it's more like around number 4 or whatever. But I just really liked the scene in the RV. It was nice seeing Jim be so sweet with his son, with Ethan, because we rag on Jim a lot.
Yeah.
And it was just, I mean, he was at his best.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was I liked the scene.
Yeah,
a lot.
I like that we he tries to cradle Ethan's head, and Christy's like, no, don't do that. He needs to be like that. For some reason, I just thought that was a really good moment because it showed his fatherly instinct was to pick him up, but that was the wrong thing to do, and which kind of sums up Jim.
Yeah.
He's got fatherly instincts, but they're all wrong.
Yeah, for sure.
One of the moments of foreshadowing that I now spotted going back into the first episode. Yeah, my number 2 is Julie playing the finger puppet game with Ethan and killing off Norman, as is my name. I loved it because I had heard, and because I was a latecomer to From, so I had heard, that's a good scene of foreshadowing, and of course I was like, I don't remember any foreshadowing in that, but now I'm going back and watching it. There is not anything literal. This is not like a big spoiler to go, there's somebody called Norman and he dies. No. But it just says so much about the show, and it's so clever to do it in such an innocent way. It's just, she's just playing with the finger puppets, annoying her brother, killing him off because that will annoy him, but adding in elements of like a fantasy story because obviously that's what her brother's into. But it's telling us so much, but we won't know it because if you're watching it first time, you haven't a clue. You just think that's what it is. But it's only, it shows that they're thinking about the audience rewatching, that is real deep thinking ahead. And, like you said about the drawings that don't come up to, they have planned ahead. They have known that the audience is going to watch this show and go back and watch the first episode again to get more clues, and they are there.
It drives me crazy when people say that the writers on the show don't know what they're doing. Like,
what?
They could not, like, because it's a lot of the same writers from Lost. Lost kind of lost its way along the way. Like, it's the same thing. They're not going to solve any of the mysteries. And I'm like, first of all, they've already solved a ton of mysteries. You aren't paying attention and you have no attention span. Yeah. Second thing, there's so many signs that they know exactly what they're doing, and they know exactly where the story's going from the very first scene in the show on. Like, it's planned so carefully. I don't understand how people can't figure that out.
Yeah. The writing on this show is just it's flawless to me. Like,
absolutely.
I haven't found any, like, I wanted to include the fact that we don't see any of the creatures levitating, because that's like the only missed opportunity in the show that I can think of. I don't find any plot holes. Like, I can't find, it's so hard to find things in the show to criticize.
Yeah.
It really
That's
is.
why our worst shows, lists are like, upsetting scenes or gross scenes or whatever, because you can't really pick
eyebrows.
There's so little to pick up with the writing, or it's not like there's nonsensical moments or whatever. It's really hard to pick flaws with the writing of the show. It's so carefully done.
I do want to toss out one theory about the Julie and Ethan scene with Norman. And it's, I don't think it's spoilery, but people who have seen all 3 seasons will be able to appreciate it. Do you think that this Lake of Tears, do you think that's something that Ethan came up with, or do you think he heard that from Tabitha?
Ooh.
That's good thinking.
I assumed it was from the book.
Yeah, I assumed that as well.
That's right.
Whatever it's called, I can't remember.
The Chromonocle.
Chromonocle. Is it a real book?
No, it's not.
No. Okay, that makes even more sense then. Yeah. But I think, is it something that Ethan talks about? You know what I mean? We know that they're destined to go there no matter what. That's the whole thing of Fromville. So it's like, does Ethan have things in his brain that he focuses on more because that's going to be relevant in his life? You know what I mean? But when the way kids get obsessions, is he obsessed with this book because it's relevant?
The story of it.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. There's so much to think about with the show.
Oh yeah.
Okay, it's my turn now, right?
That's me.
Oh,
My
it's you.
number
Sorry.
two.
Yes, Jazzy's
You're
number
good.
two. I pointed like that makes it.
Yeah. It goes in with everything else we've been talking about. It's just how real and full the world is from the first episode. Like, Boyd, well, I don't want to talk about that because he's my number one, but like the characters are just very realistic. We get very much a sense of like character dynamics right from the beginning. You kind of get the sense that Kenny is Boyd's left hand and Christy is his right hand, and you get a sense of his and Donna's relationship, and Donna is important. Like, you see him turn and look at Donna when the RV shows up, and they have like a silent exchange. Like, she knows to let him handle it. It's just you get very like much detail of this world. Like, at this point, it's running as such well-oiled machine. They've gone almost 100 days with no deaths. And you can tell that's from Boyd's leadership, even though they don't really discuss that until the second episode. But things were much different before Boyd got there, and we don't know that yet as viewers, but we can clearly see the effects he's had on the town.
Yeah.
And how much everyone relies on him, and how much he is like, I'm getting it. I'm boiling this too much. I think too much about Boyd because he's my number one.
Yeah. I hear ya.
But yeah, it's just really well done, really filled out world that you don't expect to see normally this early on in a series.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right, my number one is actually it's a two-parter. Because I just think that one of them just deserves a mention since it's not done very often. So tied for my number one is the cold open is just so fantastic. It's so well done, and the graphics are great, the effects are great. I love everything about it. It's terrifying. It's fantastic. But also tied with that is the fact that they have funerals.
Yes.
I really love that. Like, I always joke that when I die, I don't care if you just throw my body in the dumpster.
Throw me in the trash.
Yeah. I just think it's all kind of silly personally. But I mean, it's for the living.
Yeah, exactly.
And I just like that they honor their dead in this show. Where like so many other shows, it's death is treated like it's not really that much.
They're gone. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice knowing you, pal. Moving on.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I like that they have.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah. My number one is going to be the same as Jazzy, so we can just do a big Boyd fest because it's just Boyd. I love how in control he is in this, and that yet you see him lose his control with Frank at the start, and so that is bubbling under the surface all the time, that he is on the brink of losing it, and we can see that he has a tension in his relationship with his son, and what's causing that, that tells you something has happened between them, and we can tell they're both really good people. So what has happened to drive these really two good people apart? That, I think the writing of Boyd in this, and obviously the acting, from that moment when he says to Megan, listen to your mom, get inside, it tells you so much about him in this one episode, that he cares only about taking care of everybody, and that people look to him. He's not a sheriff because that was just, he came into it as a policeman or something. You know, he is a sheriff because everybody trusts him to do the right thing, to keep people calm, to do the, you know, make up the rules, and just every situation needs a guy like Boyd. And I love how well crafted it is in this first episode, who he is, that he has trauma, that he has something going on with his son, but trauma that we've seen other than just hello, there's nightmare creatures. But it's just, as we said, for a pilot, for a first episode, it's so well written compared to everything else I've ever seen. It's hard to think. I think Stranger Things, I thought, was the first episode was immaculate, and I think this is up there with an immaculate first episode. And a lot of that is how well they situated Boyd in this town, and like you said, Jazz, the relationship to everybody. You know, he's the central figure, and everybody comes off of him. I just love it.
Yeah, same. What I wrote is, I love how clearly defined a character Boyd is right from the start. But yeah, they need him. They need him, and as much as their ultimate goal is to get out of here, he's making the situation livable for them, and he created community. And he's just such a really interesting character. Like, I don't want to get into any spoilers, but I mean, he's basically the founder of the town at this point. Like
yeah,
it was just kind of a mess before him, and
you should call it Boydsville.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of crazy there's no official name. Like FROMily is just what everyone calls it.
I think the actual name of the town is West Falls.
Oh, really?
Because
like that's like the place where it actually is, or
yeah.
What? Okay.
Because the school.
Yeah.
There was a whole thread on, I think, Facebook maybe, where people were trying to, because the letters on, you can't really read it, they're faded.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But people were like, I don't know if they were using AI or whatever, like just getting better and better, upgrading the images and getting better and better quality, and it really looks like West Falls.
Interesting. I've been trying to read like Price is Right, not Price is Right. What's the right one?
I'm not sure.
Never mind.
Oh, Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune. Thank you. Oh my god. I've been trying to Wheel of Fortune the name of that school. I watched the show like this is my fourth watch through. I'm not good at Wheel of Fortune. That's the point.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
It's. I just wanted to say something I forgot to mention, which was I thought this was a sort of foreshadowing. It's when they stop the RV to interrupt the funeral, and Jim says to Tabitha, "Lock the doors." And I know that's like, but obviously once they're in the RV on the side of the road, they've got to lock the doors.
Yeah.
To stop bad things getting in.
I had a theory we talked about last time. It didn't come up organically this time, but I do want to throw it in there. We discussed why Sarah cut up Toby's body instead of just leaving it for the monsters and like opening the door. And my theory is that the monsters wouldn't touch Toby's dead body, and it needed to look like a monster attack took all three of them. They weren't going to be able to the voices couldn't get Sarah to kill her friends. Like, she wouldn't do that. That'd be too far for her. So they got her to kill the stranger, but she had to make it look like it was a monster attack. So she had to like desecrate his corpse.
Do you think she knows at the time she kills Toby? It seems like she doesn't know she's going to have to keep the door open, because she says, oh, I can't do that. That's too much, or
I
something
don't
like
think
that.
it was. Yeah, well, I think what it was telling her was to go kill the other two, and
Oh,
she said,
yeah.
"No, I can't do that." And
I'm
then
with you.
okay, the other option is finish the job with Toby and leave the door open, and we'll take care
Yeah.
of the rest. And
Oh,
so
yeah,
that's what she
yeah.
went with, because the monsters, as far as we know, won't eat something dead, or they don't. I don't know if they eat anything. They just kind
No,
of
that's
rip
right.
things apart.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think they would have done that for Toby. I think since he was already gone and there was no pain or torture to be had from him, they wouldn't have touched him.
Oh, that's a brilliant point. It's not like, oh, the meat's gone off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I don't
just
know if they actually eat any of it.
No.
It doesn't look like it. It kind of just
No.
looks like they're like, yay! And then
They're just playing in guts.
Yeah.
like a toddler opening a Christmas present.
Yeah.
Some that skin and flesh everywhere.
Yeah, seriously. Like, because we don't see them eating, but they rip out all the organs.
Yeah.
And I mean,
They
they
leave
break
them
the
around.
chest cavity, and yeah. Yeah.
This goes over here. This feng shui of the body.
It's
Yeah.
like they're bobbing for apples in your guts. They're just like, what's in here?
It's a sensory experience.
Yes. Maybe that's what they thrive on. That they don't eat; they just need the sensation of blood splashing on their face. You know?
Yeah. It's kind of like the equivalent of I worked when I was a teenager. I worked at Long John Silver's, and it was always
Ooh.
fun for me to mix up the coleslaw. Like, I'd have gloves on, but because I just got to play in the,
Yeah. Yeah, I get you. Like kneading dough.
This is kind of similar, the people are their coleslaw. They just crack that chest open and then, like, let's
People-
play.
People coleslaw.
It's like a bubble wrap or a fidget spinner, or
Yeah. ASMR for creatures of the night.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
This is marketable. We can do we're creating something really genius here. Or
Oh
we're just
my
rewriting True Blood, but
yeah, seriously. Oy. All right. Let's
I think that debate team.
yes.
FROMville debate team.
So I put FROMily in by accident. It's supposed to be
Oh,
FROMville
FROMily debate team works just as well.
Yeah, it does.
Either way, yes.
FROMily debate team.
Do you want to explain what we do in case this is somebody's first episode?
Yes. So we have a special segment that we do for this show where we pick a conflict that arises in the show or a controversial decision, and we before we start recording, we use a random spinner and assign roles to everybody, and we don't get to pick who we're defending. We get assigned whatever the wheel assigns us. So once a week somebody is the judge, and then we have to each argue our points for a minute. And this week we are discussing whether or not Boyd was being too hard on Frank. And
okay.
Dawn is the judge. Dawn got assigned judge. I'm arguing for Boyd, and Jazz is unfortunately arguing for Frank. So Dawn, let us know when you got the timer started. And...
Okay, I'm ready to go. 3. Oh, who's going first? Kelly, are you going first? Yeah. Okay.
Yes. We always have the easier argument first.
Yes. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so it's a co-op. I understand that everything shouldn't be put on the guy, because like the women are just as capable. But it's a team effort, like Lauren's there. She has to watch Megan. She has to keep an eye on her. She didn't act quickly enough to pull her from the window because she thought that the windows were shut. And Boyd had to walk in on her and her daughter's bodies just torn apart. And it was extremely traumatic for all involved. And I mean, you know, they have to have a way to punish people if something really terrible happens. And I don't really see why he would show him any mercy in such a severe case. All right, that's about all I have to say.
And 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, stop. Right, okay. Jazz, are you ready for this?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Frank's having a hard time. Things are difficult for Frank, especially for some reason. Hammers are heavy. I didn't know where he didn't know where to find the nails for years apparently. I guess maybe he just wasn't that fond of his family. I don't really. Yeah. I can't even think of it's so indefensible. Yeah, that's the best I can do.
That wasn't bad. You got 50 seconds out of it. That was pretty good.
Yeah. Good job, Jen.
Maybe Frank had a hangnail on his hand and could have lived the
hammer. That's a reason to get pissed drunk and forget about nailing the window.
Yeah, I'm afraid there is no winning this one. Kelly's the winner. Boyd is Boyd's right.
I didn't even have to try on that one.
Yeah. There's no winning that argument.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for episode 1. Let us know what you thought of this episode in the comments. Are you just watching it for the first time? Have you seen all 3 seasons and you're just kind of following along with our rewatch? Let us know what you think. And feel free to shoot us some questions in the comments about our opinions on things or what we think of a particular theory. And we can, that's something that we can certainly discuss when we record. So I'm still trying to figure out what the schedule is going to be for this, but we are going to get out all 30 episodes before the season 4 premiere. So you'll probably get you'll get between 2 to 3 episodes a week. And hopefully I will be able to come up with a set schedule soon. All right, that's it for us. And until next time, talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.